Namaskar and welcome to another episode of Vichar Manthan, Dhan or Labh. We again have with us our financial expert, Mr. Sandeep Sahni. So, welcome again, Sandeep sir, on our show this time.
Thank you.
But, sir, today and for our audience also, rather than doing the typical financial discussions which we generally do, I think I am also over with my, at least for me, I am over with my financial concerns for now. बट मैं आपसे सर एक चीज़ जानना चाहूँगा दैट व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग और इन्वेस्टमेंट इवन यू रन अ फर्म व्हिच डील्स विद ऑल दिस एंड यू गाइड पीपल आई थिंक देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ मिसट्रस्ट व्हेन इट कम्स टू people engaging firms or agencies to look after their assets or planning their assets well. In fact, not just in financial planning, but I think ये एक lack of trust या deficit of trust is throughout in the working environment somewhere. So what do you have to say on this? It is something like lack of ethics is there, or it's something that we have tend to grown up with. Where do you think we have faltered?
There's this wonderful term which millennials of nowadays use, which is called YOLO. YOLO is you only live once. उनको लगता है हमारे पास बहुत कम टाइम है तो हम जो भी अचीव करना है बहुत जल्दी से अचीव कर लें. See, what is happening is that short-term orientation is coming into, I don't know why and how, but a short-term orientation is coming in. Anybody who has a long-term orientation will not do these kind of things. See, the foundation of any business has to be ethics and in that ethics, I think the major thing is trust. If I trust in you, if I believe in you, why do you believe in your parents? Because you have trust and you have faith that they will have the best interest, your best interest in mind. Similarly, in any business relationship, there should be that trust. Your customer should feel and believe that you have his best interest in mind. See, the exchange has to be fair. Right? If the exchange is not fair, if I'm not giving equal value to you, then obviously you will shift somewhere else. So that is something which is what is happening nowadays is that because of short-term orientation, I feel, right? Businesses are, they want instant gratification. Everybody wants instant gratification today. Whether it is children, whether it is young adults, whether it is other people, कि आज मैंने बोया और कल मुझे मिल जाए. But वो होता नहीं है.
So, but as you said, that we trust our parents, we have a belief system in that. So, if I talk about India, let's not talk about anywhere else. I believe that we are being our upbringing is still based on the same culture where, we believe our parents, we trust them, we choose our lifestyle according to them and everything. But when we come into working, a lot of distrust has now come in. So, why do you think that as soon as a person, whether it's a male or a female, whatever, they step into their shoes of earning, where does all that cultural upbringing go?
Sir, what is happening, Dr. Naresh, is that, see, again, it's getting too competitive and for the wrong reasons. Like I said, it has to be, see, if you have a long-term orientation, I believe in one philosophy, and that philosophy is, I helped a man climb a mountain and I realized I too had reached the top. Everybody wants to reach the top, but they don't want to, carry anybody along.
Rather want to pull everybody along.
Right? So they want to pull everybody down, assuming that if I pull everybody, it's like, the frog in the well.
Yes.
The frog in the well will not allow the other frog, or the crab in the bucket or whatever, will not allow the other crabs to come out. But दुनिया तो बहुत बड़ी है ना boss. It depends on your vision, what you have thought. अगर आप छोटी सी विजन लेके चलेंगे तो आप एक दूसरे को खींचते रहेंगे नीचे, पर अगर बड़ी विजन लेके चलेंगे, बड़ी सोच लेके चलेंगे तो आप वो करेंगे. See, like I said, everybody wants instant gratification. Now, if, like for example, let's say in our business, if the basic skill required to succeed in our business is ethics. Now, we've classified ethics as E for expertise, T for trust, H for holistic, I for integrity, right? C for confidentiality, and S for solution. right? And client first approach.
Absolutely.
That has to be the basis. Now, if you don't have the expertise, and if you're not able to provide the right solution, what will happen? The client will move somewhere else. So everybody, I think, has to start moving away from being a product seller to a solution provider. प्रोडक्ट सेलर के उसमें बहुत कंपटीशन है, सोल्यूशन प्रोवाइडर के कंपटीशन नहीं है. तो जब आपका वो ओरिएंटेशन चेंज हो जाएगा तो आप ऑटोमेटिकली वो शॉर्ट टर्म ओरिएंटेशन भी छोड़ दोगे. सो दैट एंड हैव अ क्लाइंट फर्स्ट अप्रोच, कि क्लाइंट्स इंटरेस्ट शुड कम फर्स्ट. मैं आपको अपने बिजनेस का एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ. हमारे बिजनेस में लेट्स से मुझे एक म्यूचुअल फंड में 1% कमीशन मिलता है, जस्ट फॉर एग्जांपल ऐसे, और दूसरे में लेट्स से 1.2% मिलता है. अब हम क्या करते हैं, एंड दिस इज अ फैक्ट, आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट बिकॉज आई एम स्पीकिंग ऑन रिकॉर्ड, बट एक्चुअली वी डोंट चेक व्हाट इज द कमीशन वी आर गेटिंग एंड नन ऑफ आवर टीम मेंबर्स आल्सो चेक. वी जस्ट ट्राई टू सी विच म्यूचुअल फंड फिट्स बेस्ट इनटू द क्लाइंट्स रिक्वायरमेंट, right? And we do that. Now let us say I choose the one with 1% commission. Now if that 1% commission outperforms and grows at 30%, that product, and that 1.2% grows at 10%, so after 1 year or 2 years it will be the same. But I would have provided better value to the client. No?
Yes.
But that will happen in the long term. Short term में तो मुझे थोड़ा सा लॉन्ग टर्म ओरिएंटेशन करना पड़ेगा, तो वो सोच बदलनी पड़ेगी.
So on a tangent, not exactly a tangent, but आजकल there's this concept that has come of startups. And of course, when startups come in, more business keeps enrolling and everything. And I believe that work is what leads to generation of money, and that is how all the financial planning starts. But now with the concept of startups coming up, a lot of money is rolling into the market, but a lot of the money is investments, or you can say loans from banks and all. So with this scenario of lack of ethics or lack of teamwork coming up, and so much of financial revenue coming into it in the form of loans and everything, where do you see startups in the near future?
See, I'll tell you again, what is the role a startup is playing and why are these startups happening? If you understand that, startups are there to fill a gap which is there. And most of these startups, with the help of technology, are able to provide you a solution. But their solution is based on a mass market. Their solution cannot be viable by providing that service to a small number. So that is, and they firmly believe in the idea, they firmly believe in the solution that they're providing, and they're willing to invest in that solution. But like I said, when it is not viable in the immediate future and in the short run, so they need to get money from either an investor in the form of equity or in the form of a loan. Now what typically happens is, when the investor comes in, his objective and the objective of the startup may differ. The investor wants a return on his investment, which is immediate or which is short term, whereas the startup is playing this game for the long term. When that clash happens, this problem start arising, and then the solutions start getting compromised. That is when possibly unethical behavior starts and you start doing all kinds of things. So that is the base. Again, the solution lies in the long term. Like वो कबीर का दोहा है, धीरे धीरे रे मना धीरे सब कुछ होए, माली सींचे 100 डड़ा, ऋतु आए तो फल होए. जब ऋतु आएगी तभी फल होगा बॉस. तू जो मर्जी कर लो, शॉर्ट टर्म में कुछ नहीं होने वाला. बट हम क्या करते हैं, हम कोशिश करते हैं और पानी डाल दो और खाद डाल दो कि शायद
it will grow big.
Like Warren Buffett says, right, to have a child, a woman needs to go through 9 months. You can't make 9 women pregnant for 1 month each and get a child.
I would also like to add to it that all creations happen in the state of abnormality.
Yeah.
Normal condition में
नहीं होता. तो मतलब वो चीज़ है. तो इसलिए बहुत लॉन्ग टर्म ओरिएंटेशन, जहाँ पे भी आप अपनी शॉर्ट टर्म ओरिएंटेशन करेंगे और जहाँ पे आप अपनी वैल्यू प्रोवाइड करना छोड़ देंगे, जहाँ पे एक्सचेंज फेयर नहीं होगा, वहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम चालू हो जाएगी. एंड इन द एंड व्हाट हैपेंस, लेट्स से एनीबडी हु गेट्स इनटू अनएथिकल बिहेवियर or into short term orientation finally that business gets closed down. That is why possibly one of the reasons why the such a huge percentage of startups fail, and the stage at which they fail is this. When their basic concept and the solution start getting compromised because of different objectives.
So I think your takeaway is that with time they need to, the information they are riding on, they need to convert that information to wisdom if they really want to excel.
True. They need to have a mentor which will actually give them unbiased advice, who will empathize with them also, because they go through genuine problems also. They have genuine needs also. But who can provide a long-term solution to them also.
So
Right? Who has the patience to, investor who has the patience to ride the journey with them. I think that startup will flourish.
So from our discussion, if for today's youngsters or people who are aspiring to be the new business people of India, what three takeaways would you like to give? That these are the three principles they should follow to have a successful business.
मैं ना आपको एक बात बताता हूँ, वो बोलता हूँ, करेंसी जो होती है ना, वो तीन तरह की होती है. तीन तरह की. Wealth is of three types. One is intellectual wealth, one is material wealth, and one is emotional or spiritual wealth. Now, material wealth is Lakshmi, जो हम पूछते हैं. Intellectual wealth is
which everyone is running after.
Intellectual wealth is Saraswati, and the emotional, the spiritual wealth, right, is Durga. Now, this is a fact that Lakshmi वहाँ जाती हैं जहाँ पे सरस्वती होती है. Durga भी वहाँ जाती हैं जहाँ पे सरस्वती होती है. Just to give you a common example which everybody can understand, is like you've seen Three Idiots. Now, Rancho was after what? Knowledge. He was saying, काबिल बनो, झक मार के आपके पास सक्सेस आएगा. Now, Raju was after what? Money. He had joined that college so that he can get a better package and he can get his sister married and provide better for his family. And there was this guy Chatur. He wanted par. Par की मैं 10 साल के बाद आऊँगा और तुम मेरे से भीख मांगोगे. That he wanted par. So he was after Durga. This guy was after Lakshmi, and Rancho was after Saraswati. Who was the most successful?
The one after Saraswati.
आप सरस्वती के पीछे जाएंगे तो लक्ष्मी और दुर्गा अपने आप आ जाएंगी. बिकम स्किलफुल, काबिल बनो दोस्त, सक्सेस अपने आप आएगा. सो लक्ष्मी के पीछे मत भागो, सिर्फ सरस्वती के पीछे भागो. काबिल बनो, अपस्किल, improve your knowledge, be a continuous learner, and you will never lose out in life.
So I think from today's episode there are a lot of takeaways, and I believe that it's clear to everyone that what should you run after. So please don't take Saraswatis in the literal sense here, and please run after the right Saraswati. So, and I believe that, sir, coming forward, we are looking forward to engage our horizon to even more such topics with Mr. Sandeep sir, and try and get his experience and expertise to you. So if you all have any thoughts or any suggestions as to what topics we should discuss with sir, we would welcome them. Thank you once again for joining us. Bye-bye.